as of recording this video, it is 2 in the morning, so forgive me if I don't appropriately scream Tetsuo and Kaneda. Readers, do you know that live-action Akira movie that Warner Brothers has been trying to make since, like, forever ago? They bought the film rights to the property back in 2002 from creator Katsuhiro Otomo, who, despite his opinions regarding the difficulty of adapting the likes of manga to live-action media, initially agreed to the deal if he could put his stamp of approval on the scenario after checking it over himself. And ever since Otomo sold the film rights to Warner Brothers, the movie has just been consistently in and out of development hell. No, I'm not gonna follow that up with a joke. The fact that they've been trying to make this movie for almost 20 years is a joke in itself. Now, you're probably aware, as far as the movie is concerned, the multiple changes that were going to be made to the story and how they're going to detract from the manga. Instead of the story taking place in Neo-Tokyo, it was going to take place in a place called Neo-Manhattan in order for it to appeal to American audiences. One of the original drafts had Tetsuo and Kaneda be brothers instead of best friends, and they were going to do away with the biker gang aspect completely. White people. Honestly, the only thing about how it was going to be handled that made sense to me was that since this was going to be an adaptation of the 6-volume manga as opposed to the anime movie, Akira was going to be a duology. Part 1 covering volumes 1 through 3, and Part 2 covering volumes 4 through 6. You know, until Warner Brothers has to inform production midway through that it's gonna be a trilogy instead, which they would never do, right? But after the countless writers and directors that were attached to the project, both rumored and confirmed, Warner Brothers finally found its director for Akira in the form of Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi in 2017, 15 years after acquiring the rights from Otomo. Since that announcement, Taika has gone on record twice about the movie. And while both times he talked about it, he stated that not only would it be an adaptation of the 6-volume manga series instead of the anime movie, but that he would cast Asian leads for the main roles that he could see bring the characters to life. That's when we fast forward 2 years later to May 24th, 2019, where not only do we get confirmation of Waititi directing Akira, but it's announced that it officially has a release date of May 21st, 2021, releasing the same day as the recently announced John Wick Chapter 4 and a currently untitled Phase 4 movie from Marvel Studios. And not only that, but with the announcement came a new logline, confirming that the setting for Akira will in fact be returning to Neo-Tokyo, as opposed to the Neo-Manhattan one initially made up for it when Warner Brothers acquired the rights originally. And while there isn't that much confirmation about whether they're going to stick with their 2-film idea or expand upon it, we now know at least some very important info about the movie. It's keeping its Neo-Tokyo setting. It'll have Asian actors portraying Tetsuo, Kaneda, and Kaori. It has a director who not only loves the source material, but wants to do right by it in its adaptation. It has a release date of 2021, which means production will probably start sometime soon. Something's wrong. Now trust me, I'm not jinxing this at all. This is 100% me realizing how naive it would be for me to think that there isn't an ulterior motive for them announcing a release date like this. You see, if they have a release date for the movie, then that means that they have an idea on when they're going to start production for the film. And considering the release date for it is like 2 years from now, that means, like I said earlier, it's going to come pretty soon. Part of the reason why is mostly due to Appian Way, one of the big production companies that's been attached to this film ever since Warner Brothers' second attempt to get off the ground, that's half owned by Leonardo DiCaprio. Because of the sheer size of the production, they're in a position to take advantage of a tax credit worth $18.5 million for shooting 71 days worth of the film in California. But in order for them to qualify for that tax credit, they have to start production of the film in 180 days. So them wanting to take advantage of the tax credit could be a huge motivator as far as Warner Brothers and Appian Way wanting to get started on the project as soon as possible. The fact that they finally found a director that not only appreciates the story, but wants to stay true to it as well is just icing on the cake. Personally, I just hope that this is the only time that my studio executive involvement senses are going to tingle on this project. I mean, yes, I absolutely know for sure that this is not going to be the only time, but god damn it, I can dream. But I digress, readers. Your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comment section below how you feel about the fact that Taika Waititi is directing the live-action Akira movie. Are you psyched about it? Are you cautiously optimistic? I'd love to know your thoughts. If you want to help financially support the channel, you can join my Patreon by clicking the card at the end of the video or in the link in the description down below, where you can also find a link to my merchandise store. Or if you prefer to give a one-time donation, you can find links to my PayPal and my Ko-fi account in the description box as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.